When I think about the word basketball, the thing that comes to mind is just love. Like, I love it. I love it to death. I sacrifice for it. Like people say it's cliche, but blood, sweat, and tears for this game. I put my passion and a lot of my life into it.
With Michael growing up, it was just me, him, and his sister. He had one best friend, one little friend, during elementary school, because from elementary school, we moved to Kinston, North Carolina. But in Monscona, he had his cousins. They forever played outside in the yard on the dirt. They had a basketball goal out there, and they played basketball all the time.
Growing up, the first sport I really was good at, especially growing up in Monscona, South Carolina, because you either had football or basketball wasn't there. Like, we didn't have PB basketball or whatever. So I played baseball, and I would play T-ball. I played T-ball, killed it, and coach pitch. They had to move me at the coach pitch. And I was, one of the main ones that could hit the ball without the tee. Like, I didn't need it. I was just naturally good at it. I thought I was gonna go professionally in that. And when I moved from South Carolina to North Carolina, my friends changed, the demographic changed, your environment changed. When my clothes had to change, I lost my accent. It's just all that, man. And they were playing, I still play baseball, but they were playing more football and basketball. So with them, my new friends came, what we played more of, what we got better at. And for me, I still love the game, but the speed of the game was starting to get too slow for me. And it came a time where, 9th grade, where they told me to choose. We had a JV baseball game, but I had a basketball tournament with my boys for like AAU type thing. And they said, well, you can't go play, you need to choose. So I chose to go play basketball, and I didn't play baseball ever again. I wasn't looked at to be the one to make it out as far as talent. I worked hard for it. I was always an athlete, but man, I was 5'5" as a freshman in high school, 5'8" as a sophomore, 5'8" or 5'10". I shot up to 6'2" finally the summer of my junior year, and that's when I was able to play JV, but I still wasn't sure about my future as a basketball player because the talent level in my city was so high. I had an agenda that they gave us in 8th grade that said 5 years from now, 10 years from now, where do you see yourself? I wrote in that agenda at a measly 5'4", 150 pounds that in 5 years I want to be playing college basketball, football, or baseball, and 10 years from now playing professional basketball, football, and baseball. And I achieved both of them. So, it was all about work ethic and, having that drive to want to prove people wrong and go get it. That's just basically the type of person I've been, the type of person I am in all situations.
Wells Gullidge, who is his high school coach, a good friend of mine, went up to see Mike. He was 45 minutes an hour away from Wilmington and saw him play a couple times. And truth be told, I think he really wanted to come to Wilmington. We'd had great success there, coming off a couple NCAA tournaments. It just wasn't a position that we needed. We needed a post player, and taking a kid that transferred from Wake Forest. And then 4 years later, I ended up here at UNC, leaving UNC Wilmington. I ended up here at Winthrop to get a chance to coach Mike his senior year. But I think the one thing that was always evident about Michael was, first and foremost, his passion, his love of basketball. I mean, he loved to play, and he's always kind of been a big kid, and that hasn't changed, from high school to college and now into his professional career. I think as far as Mike as a worker, that's the biggest thing. I can vividly remember my first individual workout with Mike when I came here to Winthrop, and I got him pretty good. And it was a little bit different from maybe what he was used to, but kept coming back for more. Love to play. Kind of our job sometimes as a coach is not to show you the 99 things you do right, but focus on the one thing you do wrong. He, didn't really get frustrated with it, just kind of soaked it all in, wanted to get better, was a guy that always wanted to be in the gym, would come early, stay late, as most good players are.
The guys that accelerate basketball, really taking my game to another level. I got there noticing that, my friends Stephen Curry and Anthony Morrow were getting better, and I also did my research to see where other guys were training, because I was trying to see how I can expand my game, because I was coming off a season where I had a surgery, and then I had one of the worst seasons I had in Europe, so I know I needed to find a way to get better and get myself back where I needed to be. And I looked those guys up there right here in Charlotte, and they really, like I said, took my game to another level, introduced me to things that I didn't know about, I didn't know I could use to improve, and really push my limits, man. And so far, so good.
Since the 3 years that Mike started with us at Accelerate Basketball, we've seen a progression, and we actually use him as a reference to our kids, and as an example of hard work and where it can take you. Mike's progressed through his career and his journey in basketball ever since he stepped through our door, and it's not by luck. It's by his effort every day, showing up, ready to work. And it's just intensity in everything that he does. Just wanting to be great.
I've always been an underdog, but it's cliche because there's a lot of underdogs out there. But for my life, that's been my story. I've always, and still to this day, feel overlooked, and it just drives me like to know if somebody's watching me play, am I making a great impression? This may be their last time ever. I want to have them leaving the gym wondering who I am, knowing who I am, or talking about how I play.
Watching Michael play in the NBA would be so undescribable to me. It's because that is his goal. That is what he set out to do. That is what I know would accomplish and complete his circle.
Mike's a throwback in that he never got discouraged with it, and just the value of hard work and staying with it, and really, really valuing the process. And I couldn't be happier for him. Regardless. I mean, I told him this last night when we were texting back and forth before we started training camp. You're a pro. You are in the NBA. Whether it's for 3 weeks of training camp, 3 days, 3 hours, that's never going to be taken from you. And your goal has been realized, maybe not to the extent that you want it to be. So anything after this, in my mind, as somebody that's just a friend of his, I couldn't be happier, for he and for his family, and what the future is going to hold for him.
What it would mean to me to earn a spot on the NBA roster is kind of how it felt when Will Smith in Pursuit of Happiness got that job, and he had to go outside and do his little thing. Like, that's pretty much how it feel to me. Like the jubilance I'm gonna feel, the everything, all the emotions that I will probably just overtake me, man. Advice I would give to up-and-coming or aspiring professional basketball players and athletes in general is don't let people knock you down. Like, I know it's cliche again, but honestly, once you get a chip on your shoulder, let that fuel you, not hinder you. Use that as motivation to get better, improve, not as motivation to get even and get back at people or be spiteful in the long run, because it's only going to come back and bite you in the butt. I tell people this all the time. You got to try to stay even keel in this game of basketball, or just in life in general, because the moment you get too high, life will humble you, and the moment you get too low, life will bury you. When it's said and done for me in this game of basketball, I'm pretty sure people will say that Michael Jenkins always gave it 100%, always went for his dreams, always defied the odds.